Assalamu alaikum all my dear students. Okay. So all my dear students, as you all know that last time we have started with the discussion of our assignment, that is of lesson number 1, matter in our surrounding. So we started with the fill-ups, then true or false we have completed, and we were doing with the MCQs over here, right? So in MCQs I think we have completed till 15th one. That was during summer, water kept in the earthen pot becomes cool because of the phenomenon of evaporation. Yes. So my dear students, today we are going to continue with the further MCQs over here, and we are also going to discuss the question answers over here. Again, I'm repeating, this is all what you have to complete in your classwork book. ये आपको classwork book में लिखना है. Already I'm giving you the answers over here, so there is no need to search it here and there. Fine. Let us begin further. We have the 16th question over here, that rate of diffusion is fastest in. Now my dear students, let me tell you, rate of diffusion is going to depend on the space between the particles. Okay, when we say the space between the particles, if we look forward, in the solid the space is very less. In the liquid there is little bit space over there, and in gases if we talk about, my dear students, there is highest space. So if we look forward with the space, we can say that the highest diffusion takes place in the gaseous state. Then my dear students, we are having the next question over here, that is thermal conduction takes place in which state? Okay, that is thermal conduction means heat when you go for applying, it is conducted in which particular state. So my dear student, your options are solid only, liquid only, gases only, and the D option is solid, liquid and gases. Let me tell you, my dear students, for your knowledge, the conduction is done in all the three states. Conduction is possible in all the three states, that is solid, liquid and gases. That means your option D is the correct option. Next, evaporation always causes death. Evaporation is what it does, it creates. Does it create thermal expansion? No. Does it create liquefaction? No. My dear students, actually liquid is converting into vapor. So liquefaction is not at all possible. Cooling down. Yes, of course, that is your correct option. That is cooling down. It goes for cooling down the surrounding area where does the evaporation takes place. All of this, that is wrong option. Next question we have, a change of a state directly from solid to gas without changing into liquid state or vice versa. So my dear students, solid to gas or gas to solid, that is known as sublimation. So here we are having the option B as a sublimation. Option A, that is evaporation, B sublimation, C diffusion and D condensation. So your correct answer is option B, that is sublimation. Then my dear students, we have last 20th question over here, that is our MCQ. The rate of evaporation decreases with. The rate of evaporation decreases with. First of all, let me tell you, evaporation increases with the increase in temperature. Temperature बढ़ता है, evaporation बढ़ता है. Temperature when increase, the rate of evaporation increases. Number 2, Wind speed. My dear students, when the wind speed increases, ultimately evaporation also increases. Fine. Then, my dear students, we say surface area. So, as we all know that more the surface area, more will be the evaporation. Fine. So here there are four options given to you: increase in humidity, increase in temperature, increase in wind speed, and increase in surface area. My dear students, your option B, C and D is not favoring, because ultimately when these three factors are increased, evaporation ultimately increases. Here they are asking that how it is decreasing. So your first option is the correct option over here, that is it decreases with increase in humidity. Now what is humidity? Humidity is the moisture contained in the air. Okay, so if there is more water droplets, water particles there in our surrounding in the form of the moisture, we call it as a humidity. If air is holding lots of water, it is not going to take the water from the water body. Getting? So that is going to decrease the humidity. That is going to decrease the evaporation. So your correct option is option A, increase in humidity. Next, my dear students, question number 21. Expand CNG and LPG. Now, my dear students, let me tell you, CNG, that is your compressed natural gas. LPG, that is your liquefied petroleum gas. Next, my dear students, you are having question number 22. Arrange the following substances in increasing order of the forces of attraction between the particles. My dear students, for this particularly, you know that what kind of the forces of attraction is there for three particular states, that is solid, liquid and gases. Let me tell you, there is very highest force of attraction between solid particles. Less than this there will be there in liquid state. Means in liquid state it is average, not so much bonding, not so much difference between the particles. Means न ज़्यादा attraction है ना कम attraction है, average attraction है. But what about the gases? The gases are having least forces of attraction between the particles. So my dear students, you are provided with the three particular materials over here. Number one, milk, which is the liquid state; salt, which is the solid state; and oxygen, which is the gaseous state. Now what you have to do, you have to arrange them in increasing order. When you arrange them in increasing order, first will be the gaseous material. It means oxygen will be the first one. Okay, more than this attraction will be there in liquid state. Liquid is your milk, so that will be coming at number 2. Lastly, you are having salt, which is in the solid state. So my dear students, here we are keeping it in sequence with the increasing forces of attraction between the particles. 23rd question. Why is sponge a solid though compressible? So my dear students, as you all know that sponge is having the holes in that. Tiny pores are there in which the air is trapped. आपका जो स्पंज होता है ना, बर्तन धोने के लिए हम स्पंज यूज करते हैं, उस स्पंज में छोटे छोटे होल्स होते हैं माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, एंड एयर इज ट्रैप्ड इन दैट. सो व्हेन यू कंप्रेस इट, आप उसको जब प्रेशर करते हो, प्रेशर लगाते हो, तो वो एयर क्या होती है, बाहर निकल जाती है. इट एक्सपेल्स आउट. ओके, सो एज देयर आर होल्स, देयर आर स्पेसेस ओवर देयर, इट इज कंप्रेसिबल. इतना याद रखिए, कंप्रेसिबल के लिए आपके सब्सटेंस में स्पेस होनी चाहिए पार्टिकल्स के बीच में. अगर स्पेस नहीं है, यू कैन नॉट गो फॉर कंप्रेसिंग प्रॉपर्टी, राइट? देन माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, next we have write one important characteristic of matter. So my dear students, you can go for writing any characteristic of matter. You all know that there are number of characteristics of matter, particles of matter you can say. Next, why does a desert cooler cool better in a hot dry day? Hot, it is going to increase the temperature. Dry, it means there is less humidity, water content is not there. So my dear students, evaporation increases. there are two things over here. Hot means temperature is more, increase in temperature हुआ. Dry means humidity कम है. Okay, these two factors are favoring evaporation. Because of this evaporation, it becomes your cooler is making the water cool more compared to the other days. Next question, my dear students. Convert 25 degrees Celsius into Kelvin and 500 Kelvin into Celsius scale. So my dear students, you have studied already over here that 25 degrees Celsius. 25 degrees Celsius, you have to convert it into Kelvin. When you convert it into Kelvin, you have to add 273. So when you add 273, you get 892 Kelvin. 892 Kelvin is your answer over here, my dear students. So my dear students, I hope you understood the conversion. If you are asked to convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, you have to add 273. आपको add करना है. 273 you have to add. Okay. Then let us move for the second one, in which you have to convert the Kelvin into Celsius. You are provided with the Kelvin. How much Kelvin? 500 Kelvin. 500 Kelvin is there and you have to convert it into Celsius, degree Celsius. So what you are going to do? We are going to subtract. We have to subtract 273. We have to subtract 273. So my dear students, you are going to get 7, 2, 2. Okay, so that is your 227 degree Celsius. How to go for checking this? इसको चेक करना है कि ये करेक्ट आंसर है या नहीं, तो आप क्या करेंगे? ऐड करके चेक कर लो. 7 plus 3 10. 1 over here, carry over here, that is 7 plus 2 9 plus 1 10. 1 over here, and that is your 2 plus 2 4 plus 1 5. So you are getting 500. It means your 227 is your correct answer. Okay, I hope it is clear to you everyone. Next. Why does the smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from cold food you have to go close to it? Let me tell you, dear students, when the material is hot, where the temperature is more, the rate of diffusion is more. Temperature जितना ज़्यादा होता है, rate of diffusion उतना ही ज़्यादा होता है. And that is why hot food, the smell will reach to you several meters away. But for the cold food, the diffusion is very less. So you have to go nearby that. This answer I have already given in the in-text questions over here, which you can go throughout. Next. What is the term used for change of solid state to liquid state? Solid state is converting into liquid state, my dear students. We call it fusion. We call it melting. हम उसको melting भी कहते हैं, हम उसको fusion भी कहते हैं. Okay. Next, name the temperature at which the solid and liquid state of the matter coexist. So my dear students, when you talk about the solid and liquid, generally if we talk about the water, so water is going to have the solid and liquid at 0 degrees Celsius. You are having solid state also and you are having liquid state also. Okay. Define evaporation. Evaporation is a surface phenomenon in which the liquid starts converting into vapor below its boiling point. My dear students, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So when you take a wet cloth and when you go for mopping, you don't attain 100 degrees Celsius. Your water starts evaporating below that. Okay. आपका जो आप पोछा लगाते हो, आपका कपड़ा जो गीला होता है, right? सो वो जो वाटर स्प्रेड हो रहा है फ्लोर पे, वो वाटर से वेपर में क्विकली चला जाता है, वहां पे हम 100 डिग्री अटेन नहीं करते, मतलब 100 डिग्री से कम हुआ, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी कॉल इट इवापोरेशन. ओके, 100 डिग्री पे जो कन्वर्जन हो रहा है वी कॉल इट बॉइलिंग. दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ओके, so boiling and evaporation, there are two different things over here. Next, the wool being knitted into the sweater is a physical change. Justify this statement. My dear students, wool वुल जब आप लाते हो स्वेटर बनाने के लिए, वो एक बॉल के फॉर्म में है, रैप किया हुआ एक थ्रेड जो बॉल के फॉर्म में है. अब आप उसका स्वेटर बना रहे हो. फाइन. सो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, लेट मी टेल यू, even after even after making the sweater, it is going to remain wool only. The properties does not change. Okay, when the properties does not change, we call it physical change. If the properties changes, we call it chemical change. Next, mention two ways to liquefy atmospheric gases. My dear students, you go for increasing the pressure. मुझे गैस को लिक्विड में कन्वर्ट करना है. I have to increase the pressure, but I have to decrease the temperature. If I will give the temperature, if I will increase the temperature, particles will take the energy and they will start moving. I don't want them to move. I want to bring them together. So what I have to do, I have to decrease temperature and I have to increase pressure. Fine. Next, what is the value of the boiling point of water on Kelvin scale of temperature? My dear students, boiling of water is 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius, you have to convert it into Kelvin. Just now only I have explained you how to convert it into Kelvin. You have to add 273, right? So what will be your answer? Yes, please let me know. 100 degrees Celsius, convert it into Kelvin. No issues, you can drop the text, my dear students. Yes, come on. Very good. That is 373 Kelvin. So my dear students, 373 because 100 plus you are adding 273. That is how you are getting. Yes, very correct. That is 373 Kelvin. Fine. Next to this, we have what is dry ice. So my dear students, what is dry ice? Dry ice, that is your solid carbon dioxide. Okay, we are applying the very high pressure on the gas and we are converting the carbon dioxide gas into the solid material and we call it as a dry ice. That is nothing but your solid carbon dioxide. So in the previous class I have also given you the temperature at which it starts formation. Okay, so please note down that temperature. I have earlier given that particular one. Next, my dear students, the last question over here is dry ice is compressed at the high pressure. What happens when the pressure is released? So my dear students, you are pressurizing something and you are converting it into, from gas you are converting it into solid. Definitely when you relieve the pressure, it will again start converting into gases. But let me tell you, this seems very explosive type of the process because you have pressurized very highly over here, very tightly you have pressurized the material and then you are relieving the pressure, so suddenly the things will be coming out. Okay, so that is what it is going to convert it into gaseous state again. Suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gases. My dear students, again I am telling you, I have already explained you that how do we go for converting the gases into liquid. What do? We have to do two things. Please remember, there are two important things which we need to do. That is, we have to increase pressure. प्रेशर बढ़ाना है और टेम्परेचर कम रखना है. Keep the temperature less and keep the pressure more. This is how you can convert the gases into liquid state. So my dear student, this was all of the explanation I have completed in two parts over here, and we have completed this over here. Is still, if you are facing any doubt, any difficulties over here, please let me know. I'll clarify your doubt.